Welcome back to Design Bundles YouTube channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Crystal, and today we have a very fun DIY project. So there is no files involved with this project today. This is just going to be a tips and tricks and a DIY project, if you will. So this has been long awaited for. I've been promising to make this video for so long. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Alright, so today we are making a DIY bleach stand. So if you guys are familiar with any of our bleach tutorials where we bleach out our sublimation designs, we sublimate and then we bleach those out. We'll have some linked above or down below so you guys have something to reference to. So we like to use those soft style t-shirts like this. Well, if you like making those, I'm going to make your life so much easier by creating your very own DIY stand. So I'm going to go ahead and go over the supplies you're going to need. So you are going to need some 3/4 of an inch PVC pipe. Now you can buy these by the feet. You don't need a big cutter. All you need is these PVC pipe cutters like this, and you're going to be able to do this by hand by yourself. So one thing that you can actually do if you don't want to purchase the super big long ones, there is shorter ones. They even have some that are cut down like this that you may just need to take a little bit off of, so you can definitely do that as well. So if you guys work in a small apartment or anything like that. But what you could ultimately do if you purchase these first before you head on over to Lowe's, Home Depot, your local hardware store, if you will, purchase your pair of these. I have them linked down below on Amazon. You can get them as cheap as 15 bucks. Take them with you to the store, because once you check out, cut that dude in a few different plate pieces so then you can load it in the car. And then I'm going to give you guys the measurements of what you're going to need. You can always add all of those together to figure out how many sticks or how many you're going to need. So once again, PVC cutters, we have all supplies linked down below. These were around 15 bucks, so not bad at all. And then you're also going to need some of these, I think they call them 90 tees, but you're going to need a tee like this. Once again, I'll link you guys down in the description below. You guys can find these links so that way you guys know exactly what you're looking for. You're going to need 4 of these guys, and then you're going to need 4 of your 90s like this. So they should look just like this. You're going to need 4 of these as well. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to cut down your pipe using these little guys. This is the top. So what I'm showing you guys here is the top part of the stand. As soon as I complete this, I'm going to show you guys the finished part of the stand and what it's going to look like. I'll even probably hold it up or even prop it up here so you guys can see that. But what we're doing right now, working with the top, we're going to need 2 of them like this. These are 20.5 inches. So for the top, you're going to need 2 of these 20.5 inches. And then you're going to need 2 of these, and these are 26 inches. And then once again, you're going to need 2 of those tees here, and then you're going to need 2 of those 90s. All right, so let me show you how you're going to do this. So say for example, I took my ruler, use whatever ruler you have. I really love these sewing ones. You guys know I use it all the time. I'm going to measure out my pipe, figure out exactly where I need to be. I'll make my mark with a marker. So say for example, we're going to, so to keep these closed, it just has this little guy right here, and then they're going to open. So if you need them to open all the way up, you're just going to pull them like this. Right, so as you go in like this, it's going to just start cutting, if you will. So we're going to pop this thing back open. Let me go ahead and get it ready to go. So say for example, I made a mark right here. What we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and start squeezing on this, right? So I'm going to use my table force at the same time just to really push that all the way down, and I'm going to keep pushing, getting it all the way tight. So I got my table working with me, and then boom. So you're going to need 20 and a half of these right here for the top, 2 20 and a half, and then 2 of the 26, and then those 2 pieces. So let's go ahead and pop it together, right? So if we were working with this one right here, we're just going to go ahead and pop on our tee like this. Now, if you want to take this apart, once again, you live in a small apartment, you're going to be taking this guy outside, but you want to be able to take it apart and store it in a few different pieces. Don't glue it together. If you want to glue it together, you can glue it together. Me, I don't have mine glued together, and I actually keep mine outside. I have a craft studio outside. I actually keep this outside of my studio, so it holds up in the rain. I made this like 2 years ago maybe, and it sets out in the rain and everything. So just keep, and I had to take a baby wipe before I did this video to get rid of some of this dirt and debris. All right, so once you have this on one end like this, once again, you can glue it, don't glue it. So the very important thing is we want these to be straight. So I'm actually going to go ahead ahead and twist this guy around a little bit. We want this to be straight, just like this. So you're gonna make sure that both of these are straight up, and then we can go ahead and push those in. You still have wiggle room to move them around. It's not that hard to work with these pieces. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and rotate this guy here. And then we're gonna take our next one. This is that 26-inch one, and I'm gonna go in one side here. And you can put these together however you want. So if I wanna put this together first, then pop that piece in, and it's as simple as popping them in just like that. Once you guys put these pieces together, you guys should have something that looks about like this. And so these two pieces right here should be face out. This is where you're gonna be able to attach them. So if you guys can see over here, I have two pieces sticking up. I'm gonna go ahead and pop these on. All right, so I went ahead and I locked these down. You can use these just to tap them in, or use a spare piece. So my husband taught me to taking it apart and putting it together is keep yourself a little, we're gonna call this our little bat here. Keep a scrap piece to tap it. So we can tap our pieces like this. All right, and put it together. And when we wanna take it apart, I can tap underneath, right? And that's gonna help us just pop that right off. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop that back down. Now, to go ahead and teach you guys another little trick here, I have one more piece here. Now, once again, the pieces that I've cut, it'll say in the description down below, you're gonna see the top part, those measurements, and what you need, and then you're gonna see the bottom part of this stand, which I'll show you the whole thing in 1 second, those measurements and what you need. So this piece is optional. So hopefully you can see this here. You see that wobble? So when I go to put on my t-shirt and stuff, this wobbles a little bit. So to stabilize that, what we did was we created a pole. This was out of our scrap pieces, and I'll tell you guys that exact dimension in the description below. But what we did was we notched this out of the top and the bottom. My husband just kind of took a knife there and just notched that out a little bit. And so one piece sits on the bottom and what sets on the top. So once we put our shirt on here, that's what helps stabilize it. So that's just something that we have created. All right, so let me go ahead and get that out. I'm gonna go ahead and lift this up so you guys can see the whole stand, and then I'm gonna show you guys how I put the t-shirt on here. So as you guys can see, try to get this working with the best way that we could here in the studio so you guys could see the whole thing here. You guys can see how big this actually is. And the way that we designed this was we have it to where it's pretty much going to my hip here. So whenever I'm working, I'm not bending over or anything. So if you're taller than me, make your legs taller. So I think I did mine around 3.5 feet on my legs here for my height. You could do them 4 feet. So however tall or short, if you're shorter than me, then bring those down further because you want that to be around your hips. So that way when we're working on it, you guys can see that it's gonna be a whole lot easier than bending down or having it too high. So just so you guys can see how this works. So the bottom is longer. This is what helps stabilize it as well. So it's not top heavy. And then this bottom base, what my husband actually did, we removed it for the video, but what we did before we attached that one side over there, we actually filled this part of the legs with sand. So we filled that completely up with sand and then inserted that, so that way it gave me some weight as well. So it's something you guys can do also. But once again, I removed that sand to bring it here inside the studio. Now let me go ahead and put it back down, and I'm going to show you guys how to load your t-shirt. All right, so a few things that you're going to need whenever it comes to your bleach stand here. Trash bags, which you can use these trash bags over and over and over again, because what the trash bag is going to do is it's going to allow it to protect. So when we load this, you're not going to get bleach on the back side of the t-shirt, so it's not going to soak all the way through this. So the trash bag, you want a brand new one, doesn't have any holes. Once again, when that bleach dries off of it, you can use it again and again and again. So once again, these trash bags will last you a long time. This is just a standard trash bag here. So you're gonna have that, and then also your t-shirts. The t-shirts I recommend, I have linked down below. They are the Gildan Soft Style. They're 50/50, so they have great amount of polyester to hold up for that sublimation. I sublimate the t-shirt first, and then I bleach. So the other things would obviously be pure bleach that I pour a little bit in a cup with a paintbrush, and I just kind of brush it around. I sling it on, spray brush, whatever effects you want to do. If you want a whole tutorial with me outside using this stand, you guys let me know down below. All you simply have to do is put in the comments, put a sun or put outside or whatever, and I'll know that you guys want to see that tutorial. All right, so you're going to take your trash bag here. It doesn't matter, generic, it doesn't matter the brand, doesn't matter the color. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and load it. So I have it open, if you will. So just like I was going to put on trash, I'm going to slide it on here. And you're just going to slide it all the way up to the top and make sure you don't have your stick on, right? So this is your final piece. Then you are going to go ahead and take your t-shirt. Now, another thing is to keep in mind, when you do these, you may want to shrink your entire stand down because you're only doing youth t-shirts. So maybe you need to make a smaller stand. So you can do the measurements of your t-shirt to say, I know that I need mine to be about this length, and just change everything accordingly. So for example, this is a medium t-shirt. I really did this for like larges and stuff, but I can still fit a medium on here. So I believe this would be great for mediums and up. I've even put a small on here, honestly. So if you need to, you can make a couple different stands, one for youth, you can do smalls, all that kind of stuff, all right? So this is a medium t-shirt. You're gonna take your bottom here, and I have it face up, right? So I'm gonna go ahead and get it all the way up just like this. I stand on the bottom part of my stand. I know y'all can't see that. We're going to go ahead and start from back here and slide all the way up. There we have it. So now you're going to notice right here we have the neck hole. We're going to take our handy dandy stick here, get the bottom and then the top. So it works perfectly on there with that trash bag and this, and then it stabilizes it for me. So at this point, I would take my bleach and I would take and go over my design, do my splatters. I can stand on either side of it. And then because we have that trash bag to protect it, if I want some splatters, I'll take my bleach and I'll splatter underneath like this all the way around to get some effects like that as well. Let that sun go. Usually if it's a bright sunny day, not even 5 minutes. Once it starts really turning that white, you're gonna stop. I always like to have a bucket of cold water next to me, especially if you're doing multiples. I'll get this and then I'll drop it down in that bucket so I can keep going. Now if I was just doing one, I usually have my washer ready to go inside. I go through it in the wash, no soap, and get it going. But if you keep that bucket going and keep those shirts, you can throw that all of those pieces into the wash. So hopefully you guys have found this helpful. But once again, if you guys want to see me with this stand outside, showing you guys how I actually use it, we can definitely do that as well. If you guys want to see me come up with the numbers so we can maybe come up and help you create if you're doing toddlers and things, let me know and I'll really try to work on those numbers for you so we can make a smaller stand, because ultimately you can make a desktop one. I do recommend doing this outside because you need the sun. For one, you don't want bleach inside your house like that, the fumes, bleach getting everywhere. But two, that bright sunny day, it's going to get that bleach going immediately and you're ready to go. So I hope you guys have found this helpful in some sort of way. And if you did, please hit the like button down below and subscribe. And we'll see you guys on the next one.